Alright guys, so in this video I'll be exposing the exact step-by-step plan to get to 10k a month in fucking record time. Alright, these are the exact steps that I've personally taken to hit 10k a month in less than 2 months, right? And it's also the same steps that my mentees have taken to legit teleport to 10k a month really fucking quickly. You know, after struggling for months, 6 to 12 months, not getting anywhere, no clients, no nothing, to fucking 2 weeks in hitting 10k a month, right? I honestly do wish personally someone showed me these steps way sooner, because if they did, I mean, who knew where I would be today, right? It took me some time to kind of figure all this stuff out and kind of crack the code. But I will be exposing legit everything in this video. So make sure you watch this video till the end, because if not, you literally struggle so hard to hit 10, 20k, 30k months in record time. So don't just be like a fucking NPC consuming here. In the end, what it matters is if you actually take action on it, right? And I'll legit fucking guarantee you right now, if you take action on the stuff that I'm gonna show you right now in this video, you literally print so fucking much money in a really fucking short period of time. All right, so kind of like the first things first is that you need to lock the fuck in, right? You need to get out of your hometown that you grew up in, because there's a limiting mindset in that area. Like, you probably heard about doing monk mode before. I honestly don't like using that word, because it just, most of the time people just preach you got a monk mode and you got to lock in for 6 months in your basement in your hometown, just fucking grind out 300 cold calls a day, then you'll suddenly hit 10k a month.
For the past 3 months and the next 3 months, it's really execution mode. 90-day monk mode is gonna be completed.
But that's completely incorrect, right? Because you actually want to do the complete opposite right here, right? So what I recommend you do is to go for like a 30 to 90 day protocol, where you just get out of your old environment or the place you grew up in, the hometown. Either get like an Airbnb somewhere. It doesn't really matter which country, as long as it's just fucking far away from your hometown. Because if not, you're gonna have the same beliefs, you're gonna see and do the exact same things every single day, and you just won't overall get any new inputs, right? Because the same stuff is just repeating over and over again, right? Every day. You're doing the same fucking cold calls, taking a few sales calls, not closing anyone, you know, all that stuff, right? So you won't be able to grow as a person at all right? So the other thing that you kind of need to lock in on as well is your diet, right? If there's someone who's got their diet super locked in and you don't, they'll outcompete you every fucking day of the week. Trust me. Like, nowadays I only eat eggs, steak, fruit, and just whole foods. That's it. I don't eat fucking McDonald's or any of that junk, because it's just fucking bullshit, you know? It gives you brain fog and fucks with your whole day. Like, if I eat seed oils during the day, I feel the effects the next day, right? And it just fucks over everything, right? You can't fucking close deals because you can't focus. Now, the next thing is that you need to fucking fix up your mindset, right? Because your mindset at this point is probably super fucking broken. If you've been in SMA for, you know, over 6 months, haven't gotten any results, you probably have certain beliefs that goes against you, that kind of limits you, so you won't get fucking anywhere, right? I'm mainly just gonna touch upon the key things that you need to understand and apply in order to actually get somewhere, right? Now, kind of like the first thing that I want to cover on mindset is that you need to get a super fucking clear vision on where you actually want to end up in life. How does your day-to-day look like? Get very clear on your values as well, who that higher self actually is, and how his life looks like in all areas. So his business and finances, you know, his life outside of work, relationships, mindset, fitness and health, all that stuff. Once you get that noted down and you see it super clearly in your mind and it feels aligned within as well, then you know it's fucking done, right? You're gonna fucking be flowing towards that, right? Because most of the time people don't really have a clear vision on where they actually want to go, right? Like, once you actually get the vision very cleared out and your goals and that stuff, you essentially have to start constantly visualizing, right? You need to start constantly seeing yourself as that person that is already at your goal and already making 10, 20, 30, 40k per month, and just living that dream life, you know? Because if you're able to align yourself with the person you want to become, you will become that guy so fucking fast, because you're now not acting out of a state of neediness, right? But rather out of a state of abundance. And that will just get you there, right? Because once you convince your mind that you're already that person you're constantly visualizing, you don't need the 10, 20K per month now, because you already have it, you know? Because you don't make the money first and then become the person, right? You have to start at the end. So first being the person, and then the money will flow towards you, right? Because once you reprogram your subconscious mind to believe that you're actually that person at that level, doing those numbers and living that life, you're gonna get to that level so fucking quickly. Another big thing as well that helped me out a ton was doing the gateway tapes, all right? So these are essentially tapes that allows you to basically switch lifeline super quickly and manifest things exactly how you want them to manifest, right? By being super clear in your messaging while doing these manifestation tapes. All right, so these are essentially the gateway tapes. And yeah, like the past month and a half, I've been doing these ones again, because it just allows you to manifest things in such a short period of time. CIA even used them. Like the one wave that is, or like the one tape that is super powerful here is this one called 1 month patterning. And this one essentially just allows you to put out the intentions and your goals that you want to hit within the next month. Like that tape alone is just so fucking powerful. You of course want to start here and just work your way up, and you know, complete the whole thing. There is even like a 1 year patterning tape in here, which is also super powerful. So if you want like a link to these tapes, just DM me on Gateway Tapes on IG or something. Kind of like the next thing as well about mindset is that you got to read the book Reality Transurfing. All right, this book is so key if you actually want success, not only in business but in all areas of life. As you might know, like the business is a direct reflection of you, right? So if your mind and how you operate is in place, then how the fuck are you gonna succeed? You know, one big takeaway from the Reality Transurfing one is that you always got to be in balance with the universe, right? So I teach this a lot to my mentees whenever they say they need fucking appointment setters or whatever. The thing that you have to be super aware of is just neediness, right? Needing certain outcomes, needing certain things, because what that essentially does is that it creates like imbalance, right? The universe always strives towards balance, being like this, right? So whenever you need something like, oh, I need appointment setters, what happens is that this happens, right? And when this happens, the universe essentially just comes and fucking slaps you back to place, right? And that slap can be anywhere from you losing clients to crashing your car, for example. Like it could be anything, right? But it's always in a negative way that they strive back to equilibrium. Now, I personally spent like fucking 3 or 4 months reading and just analyzing and understanding the whole Reality Transurfing book. Like it took me a shit ton of fucking time. And the reason why is because I took a lot of fucking notes during the whole thing, right? So in here, I have legit every fucking chapter, everything, notes and everything for, you know, 3-4 months of work, right? Every day, in and out, I fucking was reading and just analyzing this. So if you want a copy of this, just fucking DM me the Gateway Tapes on IG as well, and I'll send this all over as well. Now, once you're kind of locked in on both your mindset and everything here, you need to be doing like massive fucking amounts of volume, all right, when it comes to outreach. Because you hitting 20K per month in record time honestly just comes down to your mindset, right? You acting as if you're already that higher self, doing 20K per month, doing the actions he would do, and just hitting a shit ton of volume in terms of outreach, right? So I'd highly recommend that you do SMS outreach and build up like a cold calling team. I personally use onlinejobs.ph to hire A-player cold callers that prints me fucking so many appointments. Like one guy legit booked me 20 appointments this last week, and it just works really well, right? This combo right here, because you have the SMS outreach that gets sent out, and whenever people reply yes, they're essentially warm leads. So the appointment setter just calls them up, books them in directly, and it's essentially kind of like an inbound lead, right? SMS as well is not really touched within my niche, which is coaches. But the main thing here is that you need to hit volume, right? So doing at least like 2K SMSs every single day, because if you do any lower than that, you won't really scale rapidly, right? You need both volume and the mindset correctly in order to fucking scale hard, right? So you kind of need to make it inevitable that you won't scale, right? So doing so much volume that you cannot lose, pretty much. If you do so much volume, your calendar will be so fucking packed, right? Because in the end here, what you want to have is a lot of fucking leverage, right? You want to outsource this. You don't want to be doing the manual work every day, doing the fucking 300 cold calls a day, grinding in that fucking basement, right? Like I was for months. Because the first thing that you want to outsource within the whole company is just appointment booking front. So you can just operate like myself. Like my day-to-day just consists of taking sales calls, deliver service to my clients, speak with my clients, and just work on the business as well. So how I can outsource even more to create even more leverage within the business, right? I'm not stuck in that day-to-day loop anymore, right? And once you've kind of cracked the code to outsourcing this whole cold calling and appointment booking setup, you should already by then have like 5 to 10 sales calls every single day. Like at this point, you probably have enough calls coming in, so you can eventually remove yourself gradually from the closing part as well. So you can start essentially hiring closers, right? Because when you do, for example, cold calling, like most of the time, people have like a fucking 15-20% show rate. Like it's just nuts, right? So the things that I help my mentees implement to get like minimum like a 70% show up rate. Like right now, I think I have like an 87% show up rate, which is just fucking nuts. Like nobody in the market has that. The thing that I do is that I have a VSL funnel built out. 24 hours or right after people book in, they get sent an email and a text with the website, and that's essentially just a VSL funnel of me with a really, really good VSL of me just explaining the whole process, the testimonials, and kind of filtering out the prospects as well, like just qualifying them on that VSL. So saying who this is not for, who this is for, stuff like that, to filter them even more out, because you don't really want to hop on calls with people who doesn't have budget at the end of the day, right? Like that just doesn't really make any fucking sense. And that VSL funnel alone is just gonna increase the show up rate so fucking massively, because once you put in a good VSL that's structured super nicely and also play on their psychological and subconscious stuff, like the dream outcome and the value equation and that stuff, they'll 100% fucking show up, all right? Because they're essentially warm leads at this point. You want to make it like 10 to 20 minutes long, and of course have a good energy and that stuff as well. And then I of course do like 1 hour before the call, I send them a text asking them, yo, can you reconfirm that you're actually going to show up to this call? They essentially just reply yes every time, and that's how they essentially show up. So you can set this up in Calendly, but I would highly recommend that you just use Go High Level for the booking to fix kind of like a VSL funnel and just have it all in one place. And also in terms of like the SMS, you should definitely run that on Go High Level. It just works really well. Now, also one thing that you have to practice a lot is just sales, right? So most of you guys probably have like the fucking EasyGrow mega files, right? And you've probably tried that sales script for months and not really gotten any fucking results. And no shit, right? There's probably been like 10 other agency owners at minimum who's used the exact same script, used the exact same questions to try to sell that prospect on their service, right? The fucking incentive-based pricing, So one big thing that also changed it for me personally was getting like a sales trainer. So I actually got like a coach who trained me on sales for a little period of time. And the amount of value that I got out of that was just ridiculous, right? Because once you invest in, for example, like a sales trainer or a sales coach, they'll essentially just teach you fucking everything, right? So you'll be able to print and close even more deals. And also one big thing here is as well, is just to review all your sales calls at the end of the week. So every Sunday morning right now, I just sit down on my computer, lock in for like 1 to 2 hours and just fucking review all my sales calls that I've taken for the week that didn't necessarily close, and that I, of course, have noted that I wanted to look back on certain things. And that little trick there alone has given me so much awareness, and just gives you like a whole bird's eye view of your entire sales process, right? So you can see from the outside, if you actually have conviction, you can see where the trust within the prospect actually gets weakened, and you'll essentially be able to grab that feedback, place it into new inputs, and that's essentially how you kind of print even more, right? So kind of like the last thing that I wanted to mention is just to have like a really, really fucking good service delivery, right? Most people who has worked with like an agency before has like 100% been fucking burned because their expectations in the start is set wrong, right? So having like a super, super solid onboarding call as well within the service delivery is so fucking important. And the other subconscious trick that I also do on my clients right now is that right after I sign them or like I close them, I essentially send them like a gift, so like a hampers gift, anything from like meat basket to red wine and cookies, for example. I order that online within the client's country, get that sent to their home, and what that essentially does with their mind is that, holy fuck, I've worked with so many people before, but none of them have given me physical fucking gifts, right? And this as well is gonna set their mind super correctly from the beginning. All right, like trust me, whenever I send them a gift, they do exactly what I tell them to do, because they essentially just take this so much seriously. Because who the fuck has given them a gift earlier, right? Nobody does that, right? And that's also one really key thing you can do in order to upsell a client later on after the partnership. You want to cross-sell them, right? So just sending them fucking gifts, like it can be whatever, it can be a hoodie, for example. They just appreciate you way more as well. But in terms of kind of like the service delivery as well, so you of course want to simplify this as much as humanly possible, and also try to outsource certain stuff. Like right now I have a person who builds out all the funnels for my clients, so I don't have to sit in there and build out all the funnels and structure it and all that stuff. I literally get that done for me, right? So the only things that I actually like focus on is scripting out like a super good VSL for them, and scripting out the ad creatives, and of course like running them and all that stuff, right? Just that thing alone gives me so much leverage within the backend, because now I'm at the point where I can onboard so many fucking clients and I can actually deliver all of them and get them good results. And delivering them good results in the end here is of course the most important thing, right? You don't want to be one of those agencies who hustles to get like upfront capital because of the quick dopamine you get from that point. Like at this stage now where I get more fulfillment to actually like deliver and see results from my clients. Like you'll only actually experience and get to that point once you actually deliver your clients insane amounts of results, right? Because once you do that, you get more addicted to delivering them great results than getting those quick dopamine upfront payments, right? Because if you don't really prioritize the service delivery and actually building like a good product, then you'll essentially just end up scamming people, which is very unethical, of course. And you'll essentially get like a very bad reputation. You'll just give up in the end, right? So building a really good solid product and actually delivering that and seeing the fucking results is what matters in the end, right? Because once you have actual good product, you'll be able to print so much more, right? Because you get fucking referrals and all that good stuff. You ultimately just fucking win, right? Because once you get this part right, then you'll print forever, right? Because what you can do is that you leverage this within, for example, the VSL, right? The good testimonials. So hopefully that was fucking valuable, boys, and that you actually learned something here. And we touched upon a lot of different things, but overall, this is kind of what it comes down to, right? So you gotta lock in the mindset, change up your environment, of course, and then just do like a shit ton of volume. And of course, fix like the show up rate, the metrics and all that stuff. But once you kind of eventually scale it, then just fucking outsource to sales reps, review your sales calls, all that good stuff, focus on your service delivery. And it's just going to be fucking feedback loop, right? You're going to be chilling in Cape Town, printing money. So hopefully that was valuable, boys. If you want the link to the gateway tapes and the reality transurfing thing that I spent fucking 4 months noting down, just DM me gateway tapes on IG and I'll send it over. So that was essentially it for this video, boys. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow me on IG if you want to know more about my mentorship. Book a call below if you're interested, and we'll speak soon. Peace.